Hello Eurovision fans, thank you so much for coming to my channel Eurovision Histories. Semi-final 2 of Eurovision 2023 is tonight. I cannot wait. I'm so looking forward to seeing all of these performances. And while we wait, I thought I can update my prediction for semi-final 2. Some of you have already asked for that. And I will do that. The pressure is on because I got 10 out of 10 right in my prediction for semifinal 1. I don't think that's happening today because semifinal 2 is just a bit harder to predict, I think, actually way harder to predict. And the songs are not as top-notch as in semi 1, but that also makes it a bit harder to predict. I will also look at the odds later on, so keep watching if you're interested in that. And I will use my concept as always. The closer a country's flag is revealed towards the top of my graphic that you can see next to me, the more likely I think it is to qualify. The closer to the bottom, the less likely I think it is to qualify. And the dotted line you can see is what I call the line of qualification. So if the country is above it, it will qualify. If it is below it, it will not. Let's go. Let's reveal the first flag, and that is actually Slovenia, because I think they are in it with a good chance to win this semi-final. Joker Out are an amazing band. The chemistry between the band members is just so noticeably also through the TV screen. The charisma of the lead singer, the outfits, the song is good. They found a good staging for the song very early on, and they're doing it at Eurovision. They will be surrounded by fans rocking out to this entry. So I think this will work really, really well on television as well. And they are also helped by the running order because they come after Greece, Poland, Cyprus, all entries where the vocals are not 100%. And they, especially looking at the recap of the rehearsals, for example, when they come on, it feels like a breath of fresh air and such professionalism. And I think they will profit from that coming after all of these other countries. So I do think that Slovenia actually has a good chance to win this semi. Then let's go to the bottom of the pack, and there I have Romania. I feel kind of sorry for him because he didn't have a dime to spend on this performance. He doesn't get a lot of support from Romania, unfortunately. I do think that that helped a bit because having all the dancers and the craziness from the national final did not help the song. Now the focus is more on him, his voice, his guitar also at the beginning. I think that's good. But the song is still what it is. I don't think this will work. I don't think the performance is memorable enough. So in the end, I do think that Romania might come last. And I'm a bit concerned that they might not come back next year because already this year they were kind of on the fence about it. And if they come last or don't qualify, I think that might be a good excuse to withdraw, unfortunately. Then another one down there is San Marino. I think the song is okay. It's a bit creepy, the lyrics, and the whole performance is okay, but it doesn't really help that much. I think the lighting in this performance is one of the best, actually, but that won't be enough to lift this to qualification. I also like their outfits. I do think that there's a bit of many screams in that song. So, yeah, I don't think San Marino is going to make it, unfortunately. Let's go back to the top because it's a bit depressing to talk about the non-qualifiers. I also have Armenia. Now, this has grown a lot, mainly because I saw a rehearsal clip where she is dancing in the rap part, and the whole staging now makes a lot more sense having seen that. I still think that the beginning, where she's just sitting there and the projections are all over her, that is not great. I would prefer the projections just to be below her, not on her face and everything. But later on, when the rap part kicks in, it makes sense. There are shadows, there's a lot happening, and it is really, I think, impactful. So I think that Armenia could also win this semi-final. As I said, this is harder to predict than semi 1, where we kind of knew that probably Finland or Sweden are going to win it. We don't know yet, of course. But yeah, Armenia could well do it. They also have diaspora support. And she's a big, big star in Armenia and will be a big star in the diaspora as well. So that can help also. Then Australia. Now, you know, if you follow my channel, that I'm not a giant fan of this song. But seeing this performance, the energy they have as a band, the chemistry also, it is coming last in the running order. I think the staging, I personally don't like it that much, but I think it is impactful, it is memorable. People will see maybe references to Back to the Future. People who like cars will like that car. He's in it, there's stuff happening. So I do think that Australia will do really, really well. I had it kind of borderline in the last prediction. I'm sure it will qualify and it might actually win. You see the flag is a bit lower than for Slovenia and Armenia, so I'm not 100% sure. But I think this will be top 3 maybe in this semi-final. Then the next one, which was my winner last time, is Austria. I still love them, and that's not just because Teya wrote me that she really likes the explanation video I did of their song. That was such a proud moment. Watch it if you haven't. I still love that song, and I think it's so smart and genius and cool. I do like the staging. I was very anxious because Austria does sometimes not have the best track record of stagings. I do like it. I just think it's a bit too slick, a bit too Benjamin Ingrosso, not quirky enough for this kind of song. So I still think they will qualify. I'm quite sure about that. But I'm not so sure anymore that they will actually win this semi. I think it's a smart move to have this 0.003 behind them to have some of the references, and people might Google, what is that? What does that mean? And then I think people will really like the message of this song. However, I don't think it's winning, but it is qualifying. All that to say it's qualifying. Then Georgia. If you follow my channel, you know I hate the lyrics of this song. I'm still waiting for them to reveal that it was actually an AI or something that wrote these lyrics, because otherwise, who came up with that? Anyway, I love her voice. She is great vocally. I do like the staging. A lot of people say it's not great, but I think it's really impactful. These 2 giant screens next to her. She's in the middle. Her dress is waving in the wind machine. It's great staging, I think, really memorable. The song itself is maybe a bit intense, but I do think that Georgia can break their non-qualification streak with this entry, and I think that's what they're aiming for, and I think they're going to get it. Then Cyprus. I have problems with this entry because you can clearly hear that in parts he's not singing the song. I think it's himself in the backing track, and that gives me a bit of dissonance every time I see it. But the general audience will not care so much. They probably won't notice, and they will like the catchy song and the good-looking guy and the very impressive staging. I think he has rain and fire and lots of things happening. So I do think that this will make it, but I kind of have a bit of a problem with it. But he will appeal to certain demographics, of course, as well. And so I'm quite sure that Cyprus is qualifying, but not as sure as the others. Okay, next up, we have Lithuania. You know, I love her. I love the song. I love the message of the song. She is very late in the running order, which will help her. She's also surrounded by lots of loud and weird and special entries. And for people watching, this might seem like the calmer part where they can take a deep breath. I hope it's not the part where they go to the toilet, honestly, because this performance really deserves to be heard. I love the color schemes. I love her. The vocal performance is always on point, always 100%, like the interaction with the backing singers. So I do think that this will qualify. She also has certain countries where lots of Lithuanians live, which might help. And so I do hope to see her in the final, because I think there, she could get a few jury votes, actually, for this great performance. Then, we're back to the non-qualifiers again. I think Iceland is not going to make it. I think this song was a bit borderline before, but the staging, I really don't like it that much. She doesn't look that likable anymore as she did in the national final. I really preferred the 2 dots on her head. How do you say that? Dots? She looked really 90s, but this now, she has on this big suit that is reflecting the neon lights. There are like palm trees in the back or parts of palms. I don't really understand why. I know that later on we will see flowers and sunflowers, which is great, but overall this is just a bit too messy, and I like her vocal acrobatics a lot, but I think for some people it might be a bit too much actually. So I guess that Iceland will not make it, unfortunately, in the end. Now, you saw the flag appear already. This might be a bit controversial, but I do think that Blanka and Solo are in, because the song is charting in a few countries already, because as a song, it is not that bad, to be honest. It's a bit quite catchy. I hate the baby. I hate the Didi Down Down and all that, but it is a catchy song. I have to recognize that. It is kind of a meme online, the baby, which will help. Also, they found a mix and a backing support that makes her voice sound okay. It was not good in the Polish national final, to be diplomatic, but I guess they found some kind of way to make it work, and it does. The staging is good, very much summery vibes all over. She has this dance break where she's kind of trying to be Chanel, but she isn't. But still, it is helpful, I think, to be memorable. She has a dress reveal too. Of course, she looks good, and this will appeal to a certain voting demographic as well. And so I just see way more reasons for her to qualify than for her to not qualify. It breaks my heart that something like Latvia had to not qualify in semi 1, and honestly a song like this can qualify because it's in semi 2, but I do think that she will make it, and I don't even think it will be that borderline, to be honest. Then we have Greece, Victor Vernikos. If you follow my channel, you know that I like this song very much. I'm so impressed that a 16-year-old wrote this, and I like the lyrics a lot. They touch me. I can relate to them, and I don't want to be too mean because he's 16, but I just think that he's too young for this. The rehearsal clip we saw didn't sound good at all. It didn't look great either. The outfit, I don't know what they were thinking. I'm really sorry for him. I hope he comes back at some point with another song if he doesn't make it. I am a bit not 100% sure that it won't make it because it's Greece. They're in a semifinal where there is Cyprus and Albania, so they have quite a few points already, and the song is not bad in itself. So Greece might make it in the end, but for now, I think I'm predicting that it won't because of the performance. Then, Belgium. This has grown on me so much. He looks great. The outfit he has is the best I've seen him in all Eurovision season. It's so much fun. It's such a fun song. And apart from maybe Austria, there isn't really a old-fashioned fun pop song like that you can really go to. It leans into the queer aspect of it all, which I love. I love the dancer. I love the backings. It's such a fun song, and I can already imagine watching it and being really happy and joyful. And I think people will have that feeling as well. And so I think that Belgium will qualify. And if they do, honestly, I think this will do really well with the juries because his vocals are also great. And this could be a bit of a surprise, I think. Also, I think if Australia or Belgium draw first half, they might be opening the show. The next country we have are actually 3, because I am kind of on the borderline and they are all on the line. With these 3, I think any of these 3 can make it or cannot make it. So let's look at them. Denmark is really early in the running order, which will not help it. But he has lots of followers on TikTok. He has the TikTok aesthetic, which might appeal to a certain part of the audience that I don't understand, but it might, and this is a prediction. But in the end, I'm also looking in this area between 10th and 11th place. I mean, diaspora could play a bit of a role, and Denmark only has Iceland here that can help it. So I think that Denmark is actually not going to make it. So now it's below the line. And now we need one more to qualify and one more that cannot qualify. We have Estonia and Albania. This is really hard, actually. Estonia has a good performance, amazing vocals every single time, but this is televote only. If there were a jury, I would say that Estonia definitely qualifies. It's very early on in the running order as well, so people might forget about it. I like the choreography she has now. I don't like the outfit that much, but it's okay. And then Albania is a big surprise for me. Everyone in that family now has something to do, a choreography, so they're not staring awkwardly in different directions anymore, which helps a lot. The focus is also very much on Albina with her amazing charisma and her great voice. And also, this is the only ethnic song, really ethnic song in this whole semifinal, and that will help a lot. There's also Greece that might vote for it and some other countries. So I actually think that Albania is going to make it, which means that Estonia cannot make it. Another reason for Albania is the commentators will say that this is her family, and half the moms watching will be like, look, she's taking her mom to Eurovision and you don't even call me every second weekend. So that might be happening as well, like this moment of, oh, she's bringing her family, how sweet. And they have managed to make the performance better as well. So this is my prediction. I think Slovenia, Armenia, Australia, Austria, Georgia, Cyprus, Belgium, Lithuania, Albania, and Poland will make it. Estonia, Greece, Denmark, Iceland, San Marino, and Romania will not. I'm really sorry for them. However, this is my prediction. It might all be different. Let's have a look at the odds as well, how they are at the moment. They were 100% right on Tuesday, so this will be interesting. They think that Austria is definitely qualifying, as well as Australia. Cyprus, really, really high. I think a bit too high for me. Armenia could be higher. I think this is definitely going through. Slovenia, as I said, I think this could win the semifinals, so it should be higher. Lithuania, thank God. Belgium, increasing actually. People are way more sure of this qualifying than even a few weeks ago. Georgia going down a bit. Poland, see, the odds also think that Poland is going to qualify. And then Estonia. That's the one difference that the odds have with me. I didn't look at them before, but apparently they think that Estonia will make it and that Albania will not make it. But I think we might have a bit of a surprise there. Yeah, I think this is really hard to predict, actually. Let's go back to, you can see that they're all very close to the line of qualification. I think Belgium is in, I think, but Albania, Poland, Estonia, Greece, Denmark could all make it or not make it. And we'll see tonight what happens. And then tomorrow I will have my review of semifinal 2. I will also have an analysis of the running order, which will be so cool and interesting. Prediction for the final Eurovision Song Battle is coming up, so please subscribe to my channel, is what I'm saying, if you don't want to miss that. And thank you so much for watching, for subscribing. It has been an amazing few days already, and I'm looking forward to discussing with you what is going to happen on Saturday. So thank you so much, and see you in my next video. Bye-bye.